It does recording when you click it from the button. It doesn't transcribe. Interesting. Okay, so I'm gonna have the meeting on hold and the chat still up, so I'll try to keep an eye on it, but I've got to run and jump to 1 o'clock right now. But when here, do their thing. All right, any questions before I think?
We'll muddle through,
All right.
hopefully.
Yes, I mean, it should be as easy as just share and then you're good to go.
Okay.
Gotcha. All right, thanks. Yeah, shoot me a message, either email or on the Teams meeting. Like I said, I'll be watching and then I can pop back in if I get a second.
Cool.
We have a pizza there.
What was that?
We have pizza over there.
Yeah, I can do that. Somebody wants to be the first one to get pizza.
Are you, I think I saw your name.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. I was for. Just like.
This one, I'm still sort of helping out with the pass Evan too, so trying to get Luke to speak at that one. Just very
HTML.
little bit, yeah, get dabbled with it a little bit, but
I've used it for about. Back on me days.
as I said, Sydney's been using it a lot too, because I know she needed to pull up some weird font for
Yeah.
report titles and stuff like that, so she did that,
I
now she's
think I
done
might
it.
have shown her my,
That
I
could
have
be,
a template that I used for the measure. It's like, okay, just start.
Yeah.
And, yeah, well, I need to put like 20 years in a page. Like I just do a table with. That was before they had. Visual or yeah,
Oh.
items. So I'm like, I'm not. The objects and
stacked up.
yeah, yeah, and try to keep them aligned and everything. Yeah, it was really nice, so. Because they had a serviceable objective for deliveries and. So if they didn't have the data for the delivery date. But it showed like an expected date, and so just that people change that name formatting. Show. Whether they met their objective.
Yeah, she's done some SVG visuals recently. Cool. Like with her web design background, she can put stuff together pretty quick, faster than I can imagine.
Yeah, but I use custom visuals. I don't either, so.
The out of the box one, yeah, good enough for most of what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, There.
Not be shy, right?
Yes, sorry guys,
If you don't use it.
he's outside in case.
He's,
Okay.
I'll snag them.
If you use the box, you know it's gonna work for everybody. And
Well,
then custom ones don't always work, so.
It's like I got burned by that mass filter one switching to paid, because like we used it all over the place and speed, and then
Yeah.
I paid all of a sudden.
So I want free and I want, yeah, and the HTML is a flexible one that I can, basically I can do that one. And after work, it's the only one they've written. I've used a date one. Pizza.
Yeah, I think I'm going to as well. Sounds like Luke's gonna speak. It's exciting.
people come to. on
Do you work from home or do you work in an office?
I work entirely from home.
Nice.
It's a pretty sweet gig.
Yeah, same with me. That's, we don't even have a physical office.
That's always a nice time. Oh, you're really committed to this.
I'm a pretty. Hold on, let's see.
Yeah.
That's nice. Well, we're-
Good. Emily? Yes.
Yeah.
Nope, I'm just a fellow board member of the group.
Nice.
So a lot of the emails to get stuff by me. I work for various mortgage capital, mortgage companies. It's over by the volunteer fund. No, I actually work from home most of the time, but
Work from Wednesday, they call it. So like, yeah, so all the hybrid people, they try to get them all in the office at least Wednesday. Because they're technically supposed to be there 3 days a week. So she said it's very much like a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday type crowd. But like, I think most of this year has probably only gone in once or twice a week.
Sure.
Unless occasionally they do these training weeks where they bring in people from all over the country.
okay.
And so if there's people there that she knows or is on projects with, she'll go in the office, but otherwise. Yeah, pretty much just work from home. And even I had one client I was going on site with once a week. But right before the holidays, they pretty much shut down their office because they're like, there's so much sickness going around and everything. They're like, everybody just work from home unless you have a need to be in person, and everybody stay away. And then they just never resumed.
Sure.
So I'm like, all right, well,
It's so easy now.
yeah.
And like, especially if you go into the office, if I have to go into the office and I have to join a Teams meeting, it's like, what did you do?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
What is going on?
Go watch that.
Yeah, I think they're gonna. Anyway.
I was driving here. I thought it was something else I should do.
Yeah, since we do. Everyone's still working at Casey's.
We are reconnecting with them next week.
Nice.
But with some different groups. Oh. Like they had some people moves,
Oh, yeah.
some promotions, some moves, some shift, like,
They've been posting something.
yeah, like what is it? Analytics, something,
Manager or something.
yeah.
Yeah. Good group of people there.
I think they're having beers sometime soon.
Really?
Yeah.
I know Bobby, Big Ridge was, saying he wanted to come up and see the Minnesota Twins ballpark.
Well, they just come too early. Excited they're coming. I thought it was yet this month, but I have to go back and look. Just eat the rep, hang out, talk about what's new.
Oh, to meet Fulton?
No, on the Microsoft side.
Oh,
Like, sounds like they're coming up to talk more about Fabric and I think potentially Purview.
they've been using Purview for a year.
Okay. I've got another client that's coming up this week. I think this week, Thursday.
Kind of bummed I thought it was gonna work out for me to continue there, but
No.
think Robert was just holding my boat. I don't think he ever wanted me to.
Life happens. Worked out. Things always do.
Yeah, I've enjoyed working part-time. And, working a bit more on my house. So my daughter's second child, she's
These are group meeting. Any day. Well,
Yeah, welcome in.
but-
Welcome in. Grab some pizza.
Hello, hello.
How are you doing? I haven't seen you in ages, but I'm gonna see you twice this week.
I know, how about that?
Weird.
It's like good, except I'm losing my voice, so. Well, it's maybe coming back.
Did you get the change of season?
No, I was at the state hockey tournament and I don't normally cheer and shout, so. Turns out a couple days of that and took me right out.
Do you have kids in hockey or?
Nephew, my nephew plays for East Grand Forks.
Oh,
We're in Class A,
awesome.
so, yeah. It was exciting, fun to watch him win.
Well, knowing enough hockey families, but never actually had my kids go into it. They went into other intense things. So, yeah.
$400 discount code.
I'm Stacy, by the way.
Emily,
This week.
nice to meet you.
It'd be interesting to go, but
Ryan's gonna go out there with me. Maybe Wes will be on there.
it's the crew.
We're doing, in May, we're doing this group in the afternoon, and then Bolton is sponsoring a meetup at Wooden Hill Brewing right afterwards. TBD. Today I'm just doing like what's new in fabric, but May TBD.
The, being in using data flows, putting it into a warehouse. And, was disappointed that when you first set it up. you could have
Special
tables.
Really
Maple sugar.
It's what.
Not to like be looking for your folder, but it's all good.
There's a reason I'm not gonna go into like a client's.
Oh, yeah, me too. I was like, well, we'll just leave that over there.
I would, but let's go and add the mess, change the
You
name,
work for?
SQL.
I work for iLink Digital, so.
Oh, that's great.
consulting
Yeah,
firm.
but it's instead. you
I
step
used
on the
to
hook.
work at Microsoft.
It's,
FSI.
Okay.
So it's a technical spec.
I think I'll still make it.
Sure.
I'm like, is that just, I'm like,
Or,
sure.
That's all
Oh.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna have fun, right?
And then just pump
Or
it in
something.
fabric.
Fun to-
Got this thing right in Rob. Oh, hey,
The guys,
how's it going?
how's it going?
When I do.
How you doing? Congrats on, it's your nephew, right?
Yeah, nephew.
Nephew, that was, he was on the championship team.
Yeah, I'm the Class A team.
Actually,
That's
Six Grand Forks, yeah. So I said my voice is shot. Like I don't normally shout and cheer, so.
I stood up for VI.
Can I sit next to you, Brent?
Yeah.
Love the internal consults.
So that just
There's so many extra.
working on Cody. So that's the problem. Do that.
Hey, Rob, nice to meet you.
I figured like, you know what, cause I'm on
Just,
this, probably help there.
It's not-
It's fun.
I feel like that's most of
It's a
us,
side.
right?
I just feel like, just
I'm
cause any project
manager
manager,
for a
like, you know what, it feels kind of bad if I'm
So
here and I
we're
don't
broke,
show
so we have a bunch of branches that are kind of like
Going.
separate.
Will was here before, but he had to leave.
So we have coverage,
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
not, not
He's in the building.
directly
I
originated.
guess I'm just a big believer.
Sort of, it's a weird structure.
Yeah.
But I built solutions for those.
So it takes a lot more time out of your schedule.
You built solutions for them.
Just cut it down.
Specific.
Some kind
Oh,
of
yeah,
large team,
yeah.
One doing all.
Are you
Nice.
presenting or?
Yeah.
I'm doing
Yeah.
the what's new.
You've been
Deal with
working
the
on
kind of stuff.
Power BI stuff
So I'm like,
for a long
I'm
time.
like half
Well, like
support,
the
half
last 2
developer.
years,
half-
I used to do the whole rich process.
It's
And then I rewrote all their technical documentation.
There are pros and cons.
They're like, oh, we should just put you on the technical team.
Yes.
And then things kind of kick-started, and I got into the whole power suite. And once you get in there, you know, like you always end it.
Constantly changing environment,
Newer,
though.
And so that's how I kind of landed, just maybe do the fast. And
Yes.
then I learned various YouTube gurus, and
Yeah.
I found this, and now
Have it done, huh?
Yeah, which is good, in some ways, but also at the same time, you have to break down.
And you don't actually.
Yeah,
know
it's a-
Use,
That's
Yeah.
where
you know,
put it in the.
it's great to have so many different visuals, but it's like,
Kind of over my.
probably not gonna do this chart for this type of display. so you know.
absolutely.
That's fine.
But yeah, it's a lot of.
Certain charts communicate certain things better than others.
Having been at US Bank, Microsoft's my team.
Yeah, it works.
So
Yeah.
It's the-
It's so great with YouTube
code.
and such to be able to help.
And then it's.
I mean, the tutorials and stuff learned now,
Capital
like, we
S.
didn't even have it this good 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe
You know, I
not.
remember being in
Oh,
high school,
well, good.
triangle, like
And then
basic
sugar.
HTML
Oh,
stuff.
sugar, okay.
Now I can go on and it's like
Yeah, sugar.
really well-crafted stuff, just available
Somebody failed
instantly
to
and for
come
free.
Yeah.
It's
It's to be.
Yes.
Yes,
Great thing. I mean,
This is
it's
all
a friend.
He's above
You know,
freezing.
but
and
it's-
Wait a second, is it one of those for?
This is,
And then you start.
what can I do when
You get done and it's.
somebody's got something.
Usually, and then if not, it's like, oh, okay,
So-
now I'm gonna write that article and make that.
Yeah.
Oh, welcome in, grab a cheap chair, there's pizza, if you're hungry.
I mean, you don't see that.
So,
I liked it much.
My favorite is when I get to make the whole pipeline, so I get to, my favorite's when I get to make stuff in pipeline, so I'll make the middle graph or the front end.
Yeah.
Collects the data. Then
That's
the data piece that stores it,
Those are
and then
nice, but-
at the end, it reports out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't get to do all the pieces.
You don't have to.
It's nice to be able to see that whole picture and.
Oh, yeah.
There's always context that you, that from the beginning that doesn't get carried in the end,
Yep.
and then,
After COVID.
you
we
know,
started
you're always trying to go
together.
and fix it. You know,
Sitting here.
It really helps
So we look for a
when you
presenter.
know the content.
Well, it's not really-
so set it up right in the.
Yeah. Yeah, like my sweet spot, I was working in.
Last
the
one was
data
virtual,
models
right?
Space, so
Cause I remember I got
Touches
the
back
invite,
to
but I
the-
think
that's my
like
rule.
the Teams
to the
link, so I-
SQL or the.
Okay. The last couple we've done, we've
Touches
had
a little
teams
bit
like, I
different.
think there have been maybe some,
One in that model space.
Wow.
I should say.
Figure out
Right.
what they need, whether measures.
Like, I think Luke's gonna.
It was just one of those,
When
when I was in pre-sales, I was,
Dax is less complicated.
so many people had calls
Books are
throughout
crazy.
the time. Yes.
Yep.
Now that I'm
So,
doing
projects and such.
like.
I appreciate people who have that mindset. I can do a lot. I'm definitely, like, I can understand just enough of like, Snowflake schema, right now, navigating measures, but even then, sometimes I'm always like, it's when you it, yeah, like it'll go the right way to work, and then if you go to stable, it's even work.
Sometimes going to models and you're like, why does that work?
Yeah. I just inherited this model.
It was a while ago, so I.
Hire Power BI guy. That was the conversation I had with their VP over the last 2 weeks. It's like, why does any of this?
Bear with you. so
Yeah, well, it's funny because I
I'm when I
actually.
actually get up.
So.
Yeah.
Because I'm sitting here going,
Relation.
Friday, I
Notice what of
the backup today.
Yeah,
but
you know, but of
Friday
course,
afternoon.
Which is interesting.
Once you get
that
back to anything,
parallel
like a proper date table.
Family.
You need to
So it's families like Molly.
dimensions, like.
It is.
I understand that stuff needs to be one
Yeah,
direction.
well, I lived with him for a year.
I start to hate
Kind
some.
of, when you live with an Indian guy, it kind of shows you
Directory as
the
well.
different customs and stuff.
It's,
Probably,
But,
Soon.
yeah.
yeah, so that and my.
Just starting to get all the.
I've done
data
modeling.
very
Well, so if they're from,
Your assistant,
so speak to me. Yeah.
We have lots of
And I grew up
They also
When I-
employ like guys.
Yeah,
So
I mean, there's so much diversity apparently.
there,
Love that.
there's
There's so many people, so much diversity. You know, so many people.
Yeah,
It's like, it seems
structure.
as heck. It's,
it tends, my models tend to be more of a snowflake type design than a star.
southern states like.
Star.
The fact
You
is,
know,
is that
I
what
just
the
like
Indians
the
would always bring
efficiencies
Americans is you know
as a-
people like about that.
Right.
Yeah, you have some.
Because you're tribal English,
Word
you know
English.
English.
Yeah.
What client is working for.
Your tongue is.
Yeah,
The models.
Yeah, Hindi, right?
And they're-
Perfect universe.
But it's like every dollar that's, it's like they have.
They were trying to refresh.
They know
Very
Spanish.
transactional.
Yeah.
And it tends to move.
Right, so a lot of us know Spanish because we're taught Spanish.
Hourly.
Find it
I
on
think
like
it
this.
really depends very much.
And they're doing it.
If you live south and you actively learn it, you'll use it.
Because they need.
Well, were the data ready to use?
Yeah, like I learned Spanish, so I know, I can have a conversation.
So,
If I remember.
ironically, that's what I'm dealing with.
That
now.
flag.
Texas.
Coming from data where they don't want to have like their data everything.
So you didn't have to do it.
Yeah.
They don't want to.
Most people.
Refreshes.
It's just because
Refresh that.
it's not as relevant.
Yeah.
So you do all the logic. in the
Easier,
field,
so
and
the simplification.
then- But
Yeah, where it's like in Europe, it's like,
Roads.
people know my old it's just- it's like-
They will know English.
And even consistency. of it.
They also, like, they all know each other.
I love
I don't
that.
know, so like in France, because they're all- like, one of the.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure you're just the guy from asked the question.
Give it one more day and then it's.
It's like, if you're from
I know you're
France,
making
you might know French, you raised French, but you learn English because you want to be in business or you learn in
And
school.
the direct.
But then if you want to like do
Well,
business,
trying
they
to
don't like
split
learn Italian, you might. So at this point, it's
It's
like.
basically
or
transaction.
German is a very common language.
There's,
This
there's
regard to
fail
tribal,
data that hasn't been
you're already-
already.
It's like, and some of that's just not a.
That's right, but I need to, then
It's like the
find
Americans
it
like, do I
query.
need to
If
put
you-
it
Was there a way
in
for you to
places
do
where you
this,
get
that
it
stays
split
on
up?
table at the end?
It's easy.
Do I have to
There when we were.
I can keep the direct query,
I know.
Uh, query upon calculate, and I have to
We were
merge into
trying to
every,
digital, it's a
in
consultant.
every measure, by creating a calculator page. So I can
Okay.
use my calculations across the entire set.
Data imported
I'm gonna say hi.
just based off of time. or-
Yeah, like I was
So
just
that's
like,
kind of what my language is.
Yes, that's true.
you know.
Markup, you know, they get
within
it.
a day,
Mike Commerce.
Yeah.
That's it.
Just start
But I think
there.
mostly just because
Like that's in the. direct version.
ended up being a lot of needs.
This in fabric, this in.
That's when I started working in technical. It's like,
For right now, if you ring a bell on those, we do our modeling of data bricks.
But it is, but yeah, but I mean, at the same time.
Turnover, so Power BI.
Now it has such good
So
talent.
why
I have some Java.
Why is it that
But they're doing a lot.
you have live data?
Yeah, there's a lot.
I feel like I've had a ton of.
We're gonna be
different things.
transitioning where it's updated every 5 minutes.
I don't know what I'm doing here.
Right? Our
Yeah.
I'm actually doing.
Yeah.
So I work with a company called Fresh. I work with Brent. I'm also.
Yeah, so we use a lot of tools to.
They're sort of trying to do like
I work with Brent.
where it gets tricky, right? Because they're talking about all that pipeline management in the reporting.
I like the way you said that.
Well,
That's
We're
why.
sort of,
It's like, I've been through the phase 2, phase 3 games, so never.
I'm trying to see how far.
We're gonna do it agile, but we're going to use them.
Could do that with,
When we do a meter study.
Yeah, and,
Inside of
and
that
and
is
all
also-
in the-
Yeah, they work so
Business
often,
process
like,
understanding.
but they get time.
it's a hybrid tape.
No, we have a,
Yeah, so
Hopefully you enjoy the talk and everything.
Yeah, sure, we'll do.
I've seen it implemented in the case where
been around the block, so,
Like that perfect data set.
but yeah, so.
Yep.
Using BI and Power Apps wherever possible.
you ever need the transaction, the detail
Whatever process now, but
inside the model there.
Yeah,
with
it's,
gaps.
it's all split into separate dimensions. So that's where.
The most
Two.
acceptance strategy is actually.
we're really gonna have to pick and choose, you know, these dimensions. Directly, entirely, these can be refreshed, these never change.
Rather than kind of like.
I haven't figured it out yet.
Don't want anything in
Rest of
front
the
of you.
day.
Allows you to,
There, which obviously
have some data.
I'd rather
of-
look through a Databricks view.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like our, like, Steve Aldrich guys, like.
And then in other situations,
You never know.
to the fact table,
No.
if you need
Yeah.
data.
That's why sometimes they have some meat
Fair.
wash matter.
So that, for example, if you're doing
All of us are living in the world as it is.
Just
Just bring a summary, statistics and RC.
This one's a data set, just keep on.
I didn't have that, but I had no idea actually that. So if you look at this
better, but at the same time.
Well, and you're just supposed to get it done.
Less
current day,
Nice
and
thing.
people are around the
doing
community.
direct query,
Up
Like,
to,
when they have not gonna reach a die, what they like.
BI decide when it uses
Yeah.
direct query, when it goes down.
I go back and.
It surprised me how many people
In that case,
Where is it?
this is a table.
From other areas like.
Or you can
Wisconsin,
specifically
Iowa, South
it's
Dakota.
simpler, but
Yeah.
then you gotta go
I'll
through the regression testing to
data
didn't break anything or.
But I think especially for
That one.
SQL Server.
There's reasons we all end up in like mad scientist mode, I think.
Those communities.
The size of data.
Yeah. Good idea.
How it
I mean,
fits
at the end of the day,
There's a lot of,
like I said,
a
definitely.
lot of other things
People are also.
keep in mind to make it fit.
Now, we're close enough to the city.
No, just
They may not have as much.
But
I'm chuckling because you have options there. I wish we would think it starts pushing the,
Well, I guarantee you
Where you
people
have
are
to be
thinking
careful.
about
They
it.
are.
Definitely, yeah, there's definitely.
especially if you
No,
have
and in a way.
relationships, that would also a lot.
Sure.
So. Yeah, yeah, of course, as well as the answer is, it depends.
Yeah.
Because our foreman, so.
Honestly, our data set is pretty small. I'm trying to just follow best practices. You know, follow best practices.
But it's very hard to.
You know, even if worst case scenario, I'm combining tables inside of my measures, like it's gonna be small enough, it's probably not gonna be.
Probably better just to kind of reach out a little bit more direct.
I was just hoping that it was something that I could set up in my transformations that then I could just delegate all of that to Power BI and I don't even have to think about it, but.
Yeah, what I don't know off the top of my head,
Thursday though.
whenever I've
What
done
time is that?
stuff like this,
Yeah.
it's
The
been premium Power BI.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
some of the features might be premium based. So if you pay for Fabric, you should get those.
Like,
But
this is just one, so I can do options on most days, but
otherwise, they'd have to,
a lot of days that gets canceled.
premium capacity.
I'm foundational, it's still just about Brett's. I can.
Premium per user type
My calendar is
situation,
rather.
like incremental refresh, for example. Which is a way of helping you split the tables as well. Have it. You can based off of the date.
I've been talking about
The
it
fun part is the challenge.
a little bit, yeah. Usually that's fun, right until you get the part where there's a dollar sign and you have to get somebody.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, I'm gonna scale this back now.
Hey,
I didn't run.
How long have you been using Power BI?
Oh, long time. I think it's what,
There's so much stuff happening in my environment here.
Maybe 5.
Okay, it's a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only been around for what, 10, 12 years-ish. I feel like it had a big birthday not that long ago, or it turned 10. Maybe that's been a couple years, but
13.
you know Power BI's
I was
birthday?
gonna say, is it 10 this year?
I was gonna say that was last year, but maybe it's this year.
Right in that ballpark.
It's 10-ish.
It was 2015, right?
I think it was.
Yeah, what was 2015?
Okay,
We were doing,
there you go.
we did, you know, we did a Portugal there, it's ninth birthday.
That's a trend mark. It was 9th or 10th and 2020.
I don't know.
It's a lot, yeah. Big time, big time.
We're like, I like
First
the post,
years
I'm like,
were
which one?
rough.
Yeah, I was still a Cognos admin.
Oh,
Back then?
bless your heart. We did all transition in my last job. That was a good time.
The migration path is not.
Or the ones you did right now in computers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still the same, but yeah, when I think back to
My
what I was
concern
doing.
was just like, hopefully I don't see anything to do as
My focus was.
I'm gonna be presenting, so.
Yeah, hopefully you don't say anything too crazy.
Well, you don't say anything
Yeah,
great.
trying to figure out.
Just development.
No, I'll be good, yeah, I'll be good. Oh, yeah, because that's all, yeah. Oh, you're right, yeah, I'd say that. I'll be good, I'll be silent.
Good to be technical again,
Yeah, I bet,
or it will be.
yeah.
Hey, I'm Corey, but
Oh, yeah, I'm Andre.
great doing, John.
Yeah, I work with Brent at home.
Oh, perfect.
You know, because we all remote, gotta get to one of these in person.
It's still always kind of wild to me now. People still meet in person. It's a physical location.
It's weird how nature landscape of all of that. Like, I think trying to explain to my dad, grew up in a very like suit and tie era of business, that for some more formal interviews, you don't necessarily need a full-blown suit and tie. It's kind of definitely a challenge at times.
Sure.
But-
My mother-in-law thinks I've committed a crime every time I wear flat front pants.
Really?
Wow. The idea that I'm going to present in jeans, I think she'd probably melt down.
Wow.
I fully support it. All for more casual.
I mean,
Sorry.
I think the craziest story I'd ever heard was my mom's grandpa, so my great grandpa, essentially was such a disciplinarian on sharp look and dress that he would check, before my mom went to work for McDonald's when she was in high school, he would check to make sure her shoes were shined. And it was just like, she's going to work at a McDonald's. It's like, what do
You
you
can't even
like?
see the shoes.
It's like, yeah, but he was just like, you gotta, yeah, use that and back, like that, detail oriented. You know, so,
That's just something you just inherit from the place you come from, right?
yeah. I think anytime there's that constant expectation, it just becomes ingrained in you.
Static idea.
Well, so I definitely get the impression like,
Oh, they can hear us.
So that might be why Mondo. The IP address changed, then that makes. Stay focused on content.
It's thinking it's not just one big red button. That's his focus on content.
No, it's in the bottom left.
The Wi-Fi.
Not that one. You be able to handle it? All right, everyone, I think we will get started. Got a few folks trickling in online still, but we'll get going at the intro so we can get our presentation going on time. So Welcome everyone to our March meeting of Minnesota BI User Group. Apologies for my voice. I'm recovering from the hockey tournament this weekend, so if I sound a little hoarse, apologies. Feel free to jump into chat. I can clarify anything that doesn't come through. But those who are online, if you can't hear us, feel free to chime in the chat. Tell us to speak up, and we will gladly try to project a little more than we are. So agenda for the day, I've got a couple intro slides. We're going to jump into what's new in Power BI. So it's been a little quieter since the holidays, but a couple things have kind of snuck in under the radar. Then we've got our main topic coming up at point number 4 there. We've got Corey, who's going to present on the HTML visual. So excited to see what we have there. And then a couple things at the end that we'll touch on. So the Power BI group, the reason why we are here, and I won't read the whole thing, but we are here to promote and educate and learn more about the Microsoft BI data stack. So we're always looking for speakers who cover any of those topics you see down there in that 3rd paragraph. So if you'd like to share your knowledge, please chime in. You know, we're always looking for anywhere from a 10 to 15 minute lightning topic all the way up to, 60 to 90 minute more in-depth topics. So it's a great opportunity to share what you're working on, share something cool that you're doing in Power BI or anywhere in the Microsoft data stack, and meet some other people in the Twin Cities who are doing the same. So check that out. Here is our board. So for this year, we've got 8 of us that are helping to kind of keep the lights on and keep things moving. So feel free to connect with us on LinkedIn. If you're interested in speaking, you can reach out to anybody on the list here. We're always happy to talk more about BI and what we're doing and take your feedback on the meetings, things you'd like to see or anything you'd like to see changed. So feel free to reach out and let us know. All right. So jumping into what's new in the Microsoft world, this is me, Brent from Fulton Analytics. All right, so we'll start out with Power BI because Power BI is a part of Fabric now. So a couple things that kind of snuck in under the radar. A lot of this kind of came out via blog posts. So, with the holidays and everybody kind of checked out, there's a lot of things that have just kind of stealth rolled out to the world out there. So first one, and we'll take a look at this one in a couple minutes here, but semantic model version history. So this one out in the service, if you enable this and you have to have a capacity backed workspace, you can track your semantic model versions right in the service. You can enter some notes in there. You can, if you're collaborating, you can see who's making changes to your models, and you can revert back to a previous version. So pretty powerful, kind of a lightweight CI/CD for those semantic models. But yeah, we'll take a look at that in a little more depth shortly. We can now edit direct lake models in Power BI Desktop. So we've been able to connect to them for a while. Now, if you enable that, I think it's still a preview feature. You'll get a little drop-down arrow, and you can either just connect to a model in the service, or you can actually connect and edit it from Power BI Desktop. So if you're more comfortable with that modeling experience, definitely a win coming there. Timdal code editor. So this is one I haven't had a ton of time to spend with. I've dug into Timdal. I've looked under the hood to see what's going on. Have not done a lot of editing, but check this one out, especially if you need to bulk edit, measures, or if you just need to do formatting strings across a bunch of them. This is a way that you can do it quickly and easily without having to wait for that little waiting spinning box all the time, every time you click on something. So pretty cool, very powerful feature. And a lot of this ties into just the enhancements that have come along for Power BI and Fabric around the developer experience. So just more professional tools available, more options for interacting with our models, with our PBIX files, PBIR files, all that good stuff. And then one that's came in, this one's technically in the February update, I believe, but visual calculations, you can now do formatting on them. So before there was kind of some workarounds you could do with formatting strings and things like that, but now it's right in the formatting pane. So it makes those much more easy to use, easy to get the output you're looking for in your visual without having to play around with all that fancy DAX along with it. So some great stuff there. Out in the Fabric world, folders are now supported with your Git integration. So if you have a workspace that's connected to a Git repo, either in DevOps or in GitHub, Your folders from the workspace will now translate as folders in your code repo. So this is kind of nice. Before, everything just got kind of dumped into one big bucket. So if you had a workspace with a lot going on, things got pretty cagey pretty fast. But now with that folder structure carrying over, you can keep things neat and tidy all the way through the life cycle. On the data warehousing front, these are a couple kind of specific updates, but welcome ones. So now there's copy into it. There's a column count check option that you can use. That's going to look for if the columns from your source differ from your target. There's a couple parameters that you can call with that one too. So a definite help that you can sort of handle those things up front as opposed to waiting for something to error and then go back and try to fix it upstream. So good news there. With the schemas becoming more available, you can now assign users to a default schema. So if you want them to create and access inside of a certain schema in your Lakehouse warehouse, you can now assign those. And now there's some improved query insights. And I haven't spent a ton of time on this one, but from digging in, it's just going to let you keep a better handle on what's going on in that data warehouse, get better information about your plan previews and things like that, just so you can dig in and troubleshoot if you're having issues out there. And improved IntelliSense, new JSON functions, and then the additional spatial analytics functions. So again, I don't do a lot with spatial data, but I'm married to a GIS specialist, and she took a look at it and said, yeah, it's some pretty cool stuff. Some things that used to be pretty advanced, you had to use specific GIS software. You can now do some of that natively in the warehouse with these new functions that they built in. So pretty cool. Doesn't replace that software entirely, but if you have some kind of spatial analysis light that you need to do, this can shortcut some things and make some of the calculations a little easier for you. All right, on data engineering front, Python notebooks, and this is pure Python. So if you have code base from other tools, from other areas, you can now bring that into Fabric. You can run them using pure Python as opposed to using PySpark or some other flavor of it. So that one is exciting. Notebook versioning tools. So I've got a screenshot down there from the Fabric January update, but you can now version your notebooks out in the service. You can see on the right over there, it's got the version history. This is what the semantic model one looks like a lot too, but you can see who made the changes. You can see the notes. You can revert back to any of those. The code compare that you see in the middle is comparing the selected version that you have in the right to whatever the current version is of the notebook. So in this case, you can see that there was some things removed. You can choose to include your outputs and things like that with it as well. So pretty powerful tool to have this built right into the service without having to jump out again to a code repo somewhere else to keep track of it. Notebooks are in the workspace lineage now as well. So if you have notebooks that are doing any of your data movement through Medallion architecture, connected to org apps, any of that sort of stuff, it's going to show you where those notebooks are connected. So which Lakehouse warehouse is linked with the notebook, just to help you get a better idea of what's going on in your workspaces. And this one's a big one that a lot of folks have been waiting for, but notebooks and Spark job definitions can now be tied to service principals. So in the past, they were tied to one specific user, whoever imported the notebook, I believe, or created the notebook. But now you can assign those, you can automate some of that stuff away. So as you have people, join or leave a project or leave your organization, there's some things that you can put in place to make sure that your business continues to run. So you have some continuity on those things. Fabric databases. So this dates back to Ignite, but they've added some pieces to it. So Private Link is out there now, Copilot for the Fabric SQL database. So a couple big additions. On the real-time intelligence side, the ALM and API endpoints are now generally available. So there's a lot of things you can do with those APIs around CI/CD, automating what you're doing. So good news to get more of those included. On Data Factory side, there's an open mirroring connector for SAP that's out there in preview, developed by a German company, DAB, I think it is. So this is one that's on my radar. They're going to be at FabCon coming up end of the month. So if you're going to be out there, we can learn more. But a lot of SAP out there in the world, and anything that makes connecting to SAP data easier is a welcome improvement. CopyJob has more built-in connectors. So these keep getting enhanced. Pretty much every release, it feels like a few more things pop in there. So nice little shortcut there. And then there were some updates to the admin monitoring reports. And these I kind of stumbled across. I was looking for a blog post. I don't know if we have any Microsoft folks in the room. I don't think we do at the moment. But yeah, these, I noticed the Purview Hub has sort of a different look and feel to it. And then also the feature usage and adoption kind of got reorganized and some cleanup and enhancements there. So these are the canned reports that come with the admin monitoring workspace, but there's some good nuggets of information in there if you have visibility to that in your workspace. So we could take a peek at those as well in a moment. I mentioned already Fabric Community Conference. Oops, went backwards. Coming up end of this month. So March 31st through April 2nd out at the MGM in Las Vegas. I will be there along with a colleague. Hopefully a few of you will be there as well. So if you are, look me up. Be great to connect. If you are still on the fence or haven't registered yet, a couple of discount codes came out in the last week where you can get $400 off your registration. So it's the biggest discount code I think I've seen for one of these conferences. So definitely check that out if it works for you to get out there. For the 3-day conference, I think this brings the price to $1,800 range. I'd have to look at the current pricing. But nice to get a discount on those. And it's a great conference. There's a lot of stuff going on there. Also, Power BI DataViz World Championship is going on now. We're a couple weeks into it. It started on 2/14. There's been weekly challenges that have been happening. I think the first week was love. I think it's like a sports theme this week or something like that. But if you decide to attempt this, there's judges that pick winners every week. The winner for each week gets to come out to FabCon. You get a free conference pass and a 3-night hotel voucher, and you get to face off live where they're going to crown a grand champion. So this is not for me. I don't think I could do DataViz live. But if you're looking for a ticket to FabCon, this would be a great way to showcase your skills and yeah, see what you can do with their live data set challenge. So I'll be in the audience. I'll be watching, but and then kind of an extra twist to it. Whoever wins there is going to get to face off against the European FabCon champion coming up next fall. So I think that's September in Vienna. And I don't know what that challenge will look like, but kind of a cool contest. I don't remember one like this recently. So check that out. I thought I had a QR code, but maybe not on this one. But if you just search for that Power BI DataViz World Championship, or if you go out to the Power BI or Fabric blog, it's linked for both of those, so you can find it. But yeah, we're hoping for some big announcements out there. They usually try to tie a couple of things to it. Yeah. All right. So before we jump into the topic, jump over and we'll just look at a couple of things. So, all right. Make sure my screen share picks it up. All right. So a couple of enhancements that are kind of neat in the Power BI service and Fabric environment. First one I wanted to highlight is the OneLake data catalog. So there's been a couple things that have rolled out with this one recently. Got kind of a refresh last fall. So if you haven't been in here, there's a lot more going on. You can sort by domains. I don't have any set up in my demo environment. I just have a bunch of workspaces with stuff going on. But the search and everything has gotten much improved. So you can see on the side over here, you can dig in. But now there's a new tab, this Govern tab that shows up here, which is kind of a neat little solution. I haven't spent a ton of time with it, but after this loads, live demos, gotta love them. But we're gonna see some stats about the things that are connected to me in this environment. So if you are an admin or if you have the level of visibility, you're gonna be able to see some pretty cool stuff when the spinning wheel stops. We should have some music or something to go with it. There we go. All right. So a couple details. So you can see over here, for me, I've just got the one domain, 9 workspaces, 194 items. This is my sandbox demo environment. So I have a lot of stuff I've kind of thrown at the wall that's out there. But it's kind of neat to be able to go through here and just, see what is out there by item type, what's out there by refresh date. So, what kind of stuff is being used versus things that maybe are a little old and could be removed. Items by last access date. So this is all really, if this was a live tenant, you can see where this information would be handy just to get an idea of what you've built that's out there in the world and kind of what's going on with it. So kind of a cool, lightweight addition. Let me jump over here. The other thing I was going to show is just semantic model version history. And this is a not very exciting one, but I did a couple of checkpoints in here earlier. So this one, it's out in one of my Fabric workspaces. This is just one of the event stream demos that I set up once upon a time. But once you set up the version history, you can see over here under the file, there's a new entry there. And so over on the right over here, you can see where I did a couple of checkpoints after this one came out. So I'm the only one in here, but you can see where I added some measures here. I added another measure on this one, then my current version. And then if I hover over these, you can see you can restore back to these points. So if something breaks in your model, somebody makes a change you don't like, something gets published over it, you can go out here and just quickly roll back to your last working version of that model. So before you had to do some of this, using other tools, there was SharePoint solutions and other things that were happening, but having it right in the workspace is pretty slick. It kind of gives you a quick checkpoint.
So your milestones were based off of Git entries, or you added them in here?
Yep, edited right in the service. So like if we go into our data model here, let's do, switch to editing mode. Which that's another one that when you go into the models in the service now, it always defaults to viewer mode. So you don't get that thing about, all changes are permanent. That doesn't pop up anymore, but you do have to switch over to editing mode. Okay, let's just make a quick measure. Let's do